So in this tutorial we're going to go over how to load relationships from a before save hook and then modify those files as well, I think. So they actually have some documentation how to load relationships, but this is kind of the idea. You don't have to write an if statement, but it's good practice too, just to do like a check. If load relationships is successful with the parameters you put in there, then you can fetch the related beans. And so then they go into more detail and they show you how to load like a specific account if you have the ID of that account. And the account is obviously just an example. You can put whatever module you want in there and then the ID of it. And then you can load the relationship with contacts, and then you can fetch the related beans. And then this will be an array, and normally you do like a for loop to iterate over it and then modify whatever is in there. If you want to fetch like a parent record, they kind of give you an example of how to do this. Looks like they're ordering the results, and then first record in the list is the parent one. So that's how you get the parent. And I'm gonna do like a short example in here. Honestly, this one kind of confused me because I thought to get the parent, if there's a parent record, then that would imply that there's just like a one to many relationship or something like that. So, or maybe I'm reading that wrong. An example of this is to load contact fetch his parent account. Okay. Yeah, so I'll load the relationship with contacts from the accounts before save hook that we just created. So we'll leave that there, make a comment, load relationship with contacts if bean we're working with, which is the account bean. Let's see, Alt tab, and I'm just going to copy like this whole if statement here, paste that there. So we're loading in the relationship with contacts. If you don't know the module name you want to load, what you have to do is go to your console and then go to admin and then go to studio and then go to relationships of your module. I'll show you how to do that. Studio, and then you click on the module you want, and then you look at relationships, and then you can see all the modules that this one has a relationship with. So it says a one-to-many with contacts. We want many-to-many. So then you just need the module name. And I guess it'd be all lowercase then. You can click on the module itself and it might give you no, it doesn't. Okay. Well, according to the example, that's how you write it. It's just the all lowercase, whatever the module name is. So then we're going to get the related beans. So that's what this line is doing, and then we're going to have to iterate through those beans and modify them from there. So we can type a for loop. So like we'll do for each related beans as related bean. So this is some value. How do you write it for each again? Yeah. I don't think we need to do that part. And for each of those beans, we're going to do the same thing, like capitalize their name. And so we'll just do related bean name is assigned as str to upper, and related bean name, and I didn't put a $sign in front of it so it doesn't know it's a variable. There we go. So this will change it, and then we'll also have to save that related bean, so it actually saves it to the database. And I think that'll work. We'll have to wait and see if it works. Okay, and since this is just a file change, and this isn't a file system change, I don't believe you'll have to do it before save hook. We'll find out here in a sec. So let's go to accounts, and then we'll go to an account that hasn't been like touched by our change yet. So we'll go to this other one, and hopefully this has some contacts that we can view. And look at contacts. Does it not have any contacts? There it goes. Okay, so the idea is that all these names should then be all uppercase if we edit and save this record. So it's going to load up the edit view, and what I'm going to do actually is same thing as before, is I'm going to go to those logs. Using bash on Windows is a little weird for me, so I don't no. Mamp logs, and then we'll tail all the logs. There we go. Okay, cool. And then we'll go here and we'll just click save, and we have any errors they should see here. Looks like we just have warning so far. Then click and save, see what happens. It's doing a post. Warning, warning, warning. It looks like the name for the account is uppercase, and then let's look at contacts. Okay, they're all still lowercase. So something we did there, we got a bunch of warnings, no PHP error logs though. We got a bunch of warnings, but no, we did not load the module in. So what we can do now is I'm going to write an else statement here, and then I'm going to look at sugar logging and log it out to the file and tail the file and kind of see what happened. I have a feeling this isn't a method for a related bean. And I realize I spelled that wrong, but it doesn't matter because I was consistent. Let's see if I can figure this out. Alright, so I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to look for logs here, because there should be something for logging, loggers right there. introduction, I guess. Allows developers, system administrators to log system events and debugging information to a log file. Show your code contains log statements, various points which are triggered on based on, for example, to write a message to logs. When the log is, add this to your following code. Okay. So the fatal is obviously for when you have an error or something, but this also logs it by default. These other ones, like test, these don't actually get logged unless you set the error logging level in the admin panel to be the log information we specified higher log versions. You should see logs for error fatals. You may also want to find your own logs. Yeah, the default value is fatal. It can be defined in the config override PHP as follows. So I guess if you're lazy, you could just type fatal everywhere. Obviously, if you want to stay consistent with your logs, you probably don't want to do that. You want to be able to put on like debugging logs on the fly, and so that if you have a problem, you can easily figure it out and not clutter up your logs with unnecessary information. Relationship didn't load. I'm not actually sure how to concatenate things. I think it's just a period. Alright, so that happened, and let's go ahead and go in here, and we'll edit and save this record again. I save this file, and then we'll get out of here, and we'll suiteCRM no sugar log. Is that not a thing, or is it sugar CRM.log? Click edit, and then we'll see our logs being written here. We'll click save, see what happens here. Okay, very interesting. So nothing was written to the log file. So it's not loading in our code at all, I think. So we may have to do a rebuild still. Let's go ahead and do that and see if that makes a difference. I'm going to go ahead and click edit and save, and then see if our custom logs get spit out here. No, they did not. Our contacts still haven't been modified at all. So looking back at this code, let's add more logging. And this is kind of how personally I debug these type of problems, as I just add logs everywhere until I figure it out. And loading relationships. We know it gets to here. We don't know if it gets to here, and if it does, then something is wrong here. Let's see. My experience, you don't need to do before SafeHook if it's just a PHP code change. If you do a file change, then you would have to do it over again. Nothing. Still nothing. I wonder if logging isn't enabled somehow. Let us force it. Okay, well, I'm going to make a part 2 to this video, seeing as I'm having difficulty with it. Thank you for watching.